All right. So, good morning. Good morning. I love our little chats before class. I love community, and I feel like the world is stepping back into community a little bit more. It's making me really happy. At least that's my perception. So I'm going to go with that. So let's settle into our spaces and talk a little bit about perception and what exactly perception is and how we get to decide how we move through this world. So close your eyes and then find a comfortable seat for you. Not the comfortable seat that you've been taught is the comfortable seat by a yoga teacher or someone else. Find a place of true comfort for your body right now in this space. See if you can move your mind, your perceptions of what that means out of the way, and feel the energy of comfort in your body. Shift and move anything that needs to be shifted to sink into a place of true comfort right now. Let your breath be natural. Let it do its thing. It moves in and out all the time and asks very little of us. So let your breath support you as you bring your full attention to the comfort of your body. And see if you can feel your energy right now. Are you vibrating at a higher frequency or a lower frequency? Again, moving the idea of what the mind knows out of the equation. Just what are you experiencing in your energy right now? How does it feel? Thinking about perception, right? We all see things through different lenses. Our perception is based upon knowledge, right? So there's this kind of neutral thing, because I don't think anything is truly neutral. I think everything is a bit subjective in this world, in this human world. But we have this knowledge of something. So when I tell you to find a comfortable seat, the very basic knowledge of that is that I'm telling you to sit. Everything aside from the fact that you're sitting begins to take on our perception. Right? So knowledge, we're sitting, plus perception, what that means to you, equals your reality. Because that second part of the equation, what it means to you, is different for each of us. Every one of us experiences the same exact situation differently all the time. And so what I've realized is that, there's a lot of talk about raising our vibration, about noticing and then raising our vibration or changing our vibration in order to experience things differently. But what creates our vibration? What creates our vibrations is our perception of what's happening. Right? So, for example, I could put, let's say, a pen in front of you, right? And we'll look at that pen, and it's a pen. We all say, okay, that's a pen. Now, I might look at that pen and say, ooh, it's a pink pen. Pink is my favorite color. I love that pen. You may look at that pen and see a pink pen and think about the time that a pink pen leaked in your pocket and totally ruined your favorite shirt. You don't like that pen. Right? So it's a very simplistic example, though, but we do that all the time with everything. Right? I remember one time when vegetable sushi first came out. I was in love with vegetable sushi. I ate it all the time. And then I went to this one restaurant and I got my takeout and I went home and I ate it and I got so sick. So sick. And then probably for about 2 years I went around saying about how bad vegetable sushi is, right? Because my perception of it now is that you eat it and then you get sick, right? My body remembers that. So, there's so many different ways that our perception gets colored. So, how do we raise our vibration? By shifting our perception. And what I'm realizing more and more is that the way to shift my perception, because it would be really nice if I could just be like, okay, I want to raise my vibration, so I'm going to look at this situation or this person or this fear or this worry differently. If it was that simple, it would be great. But it's not that simple because there's emotion involved, there's all these things involved. So, what I've realized is that I first have to find a neutral place before I can start to shift. So what I've been playing with, and it's a lot of law of attraction stuff, is looking at something, looking at that pen and saying, yeah, pink is my favorite color. So I like this pen because it's pink, right? And also the pen may leak. So the pen's not good or it's not bad. It depends on my perception of it. The pen is a pen. So I come back to this neutral place of knowing that it's not a good pen, it's not a bad pen, it's just a pen. So anytime I can bring myself back to that neutral place, then that's my starting point for deciding what my vibration around that pen is going to be. So let's move away from the pen and talk about somebody who annoys the crap out of you. All right? Because that's a little harder. So there's somebody in your life, and whenever you see them or you hear their name, you cringe a little bit, or right away you feel whatever it is that your experience was with them. Right? That person hurt my feelings. And so you hear their name and then that feeling of hurt comes up. What if you were able to stop and say, yes, that's my experience with this person. And you stop and you think, and this is called a rampage of appreciation. You could do it for yourself. You could do it for anyone. And I think we've done it in class. You start to think about some good things about that person. Yeah, he hurt me, but I've seen him be very kind to somebody else. Or I know that he really adores his grandchildren. Or he makes food and he gives it to, people that are hungry. So you find a neutral place and you acknowledge that, yes, every person, everything is good and is bad. And you move into that neutral place. And in that neutral place, that's where the power lies, because in that neutral place, that person or that thing is not affecting how you are feeling. You realize I have a choice here. So just try that as you move through your week, thinking about that equation. Our experience, our vibration is based upon our perceptions of things and the knowledge of what that thing is. This is a person, this is my perception. This is a food, this is my perception. This is a job, this is my perception. And I'm just going to use one more quick example before we start moving into that place of neutrality. If you hate your job, you have valid reasons for hating your job. It's not fulfilling. I don't love what I do. I don't feel like I make enough money. Those are all valid reasons to not like the job. How can you shift around that? Here's an example. Even though I don't love what I do, I'm grateful for my job because it gives me what I need in order to pay my bills right now. I love my job because I get to be surrounded by people that I enjoy. So you don't have to walk around pretending that you love what you're making or you love what is going on at that job or what you're doing. You find the positive points about that job that can coexist with the negative. That brings you to that place of neutrality. When you are no longer married to the energy of the negative, when you're in that place of neutrality, that's when the ideas and the shifts begin to happen that will allow you to move more toward what it is that you want. When you are so stuck in what it is that you don't want or you don't like about something or something, then that is the energy you're married to, and you cannot let go of that energy until you move into that neutral space. So I hope that made some kind of sense, because I've been playing with that a lot, and it's been making more and more and more sense to me, and I've been finding more and more and more freedom in it. So I'm going to stop talking now, and we're going to start playing a little bit with the energy of moving into that neutral space. So inhale your hands together at your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Pause, feel. Moving right into our next chant, Agre Name. 3 times together. Agre Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Sri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Sri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gure Name. Jugat Gure Name. Sat Gure Name. Sri Guru Deve Name. Feel the energy pouring over you. The energy of Ad Gure Name, that protective energy, elevates us into that neutral space. It's protection from our human opinions, from being anchored to our limited experiences here in this human body. Ad Gure Name, the key to opening the door to a new perception, feeling safe, safe enough to step into the unknown. Take a deep inhale, bring your prayer up overhead, squeeze everything up. Feel that Kundalini energy, that reserve tank of amazing pranic energy moving, spiraling up through you, connecting you to the heavens, grounding you to the earth. And as you exhale, nice and slow, moving through your electromagnetic field, really appreciating the vibrational energy that surrounds you. Allowing every part of you to connect to those vibrational frequencies. And allowing a sense of grounding to move through your being as your fingers commune with the earth. And then letting your hands move to your knees. Just do a few neck rolls here, just to start to release any holding in the shoulders and the neck. Let a sense of relaxation move across your entire body. With each turn of your neck, feel a lightness in your energy. Feel a letting go. Next time that your chin moves towards your chest, pause, go in the other direction. And come to center. You're going to do some spinal flexes, but I want you to make them really wavy. So move your shoulders, wave your body around any way you want. Maybe you can do one and then the other, kind of alternating forward and back. Find your own rhythm here. What will make you feel the light, pliable, elevating vibrational frequency, as opposed to that lower vibrational frequency of what we're supposed to feel or do or be or see. So much of the energy that holds us back is the energy of what other people perceive us to be or expect from us. And our belief that we have to meet those expectations, or that there's a right or a wrong, or that we can't question authority. Right? Not just for the hell of it, not just to question authority, but if it doesn't feel right, then we hold ourselves in this vibrational prison. Our perception creates our overall individual reality. The reality that we live is never the truth, because the truth is really a very neutral universe. And when you can get to that place of neutrality in some areas, then it gets easier and easier to find that place of neutrality in others. And it gives us the opportunity to experience so much more. Come to stillness, pause, and then notice the vibration moving through your body now that you've given yourself permission to dance your dance. I called it a spinal flex. You made it what you wanted it to be. Freedom. Slowly opening your eyes, we're going to move into a Kriya called self-care Kriya. And the beginning of removing ourselves from that prison of our limited perceptions is by feeling cared for. And nobody can make us feel cared for if we don't care for ourselves. So self-care is the base upon which we give ourselves permission to perceive this world in a way that will make us feel light and peaceful. Stand up. Once you get there, you're going to wrap your arms around your chest, around your rib cage, like you're giving yourself a big hug. And you're just going to begin to move one foot and then the other forward. So you're going to be doing a little jig. You're going to be doing a little jumping, one foot and then the other, 1 foot at a time off the ground. Yep, there you go. And I just give it a little kick forward. Your eyes can be open or closed. If it feels better to have them open, make it a very soft gaze. So, Natalia, you're going to be wrapping your arms around your rib cage. Yeah. And just, yes, there you go. Just kick, 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 like you're doing a little Irish jig. You got it. This is called Walking the Miracle Mile. Feel the freedom. Letting yourself dance. So when we can shift our perception, have you ever noticed how in a moment, in a single moment, in a single thought, you can go from feeling really bad to really good and then right back again in the next moment? Right? Our thoughts, our perceptions are so powerful. So what if we constantly worked on a little game of, yes, what else is possible? Right? Feel that energy dip. As soon as you feel that energy dip and it doesn't feel good, right in that moment, what am I thinking that brought me here? And what can I think that can bring me up a little bit? Right? And it's just a game. It's just a getting used to adjusting that vibrational frequency, right? Tuning in to the radio station. And then we move a little bit and we lose that connection. So we have to tune into it again. Not that anybody tunes in anymore. We press buttons or listen to Spotify, but you know what I mean. Keep going, almost there. Right, come to stillness. Keep your arms where they are. And you're going to do the same thing, but this time you're going to kick one foot forward, kick the other forward, touch the ground. Bend forward and touch the ground. Come back up, kick, kick, touch the ground. Yep. Look, yeah, you can release your arms, Natalia. Yep, there you go. Kick, kick, touch the ground. Kick, kick, touch the ground. So in every situation, because remember, we live in a polarized duality reality, right? There's always two ends of the stick. And, even though there's a whole bunch of different feelings in between, really either something feels good to us or it doesn't. It's either a high vibration or it's a low vibration, right? So no matter what it is, it's only a matter of shifting if we want to change our reality from one end of that polarity to another. Right? That's where we get our power back, is when we can shift in a moment's notice. So practice with things that don't really matter. Do a rampage of appreciation on a pen or on a vegetable roll. And before you know it, you'll master the ability to switch your perception, and you'll be able to do it on those people that are really difficult. Next time you come up, come to stillness. Let your arms rest at your sides. Close your eyes. Just feel the energy you just created. Feel your breath. Feel the difference between that movement and now the stillness. What does your mind do with that? Open your eyes and make your way down to sit on your heels. If your knees really don't like that, you can sit in easy pose. But if you're sitting on your heels, you can put a bolster between your legs if you'd like, or between your thighs and your shins. You can sit on a block. You're going to place your hands on top of your head, interlaced, and just begin to do torso turns here, moving around your torso, but giving a little twist as you move. So circling your torso around your pelvis. Another little dance here. So I guess the question to ask is, can we experience both sides of everything? Right? When we come across something or someone that we have a low vibrational frequency around, I don't like that person. Can we pause for a minute and say, and this person has this quality? Or can we taste the food and say, I don't like it, it's too spicy? But can we find a good quality about it? Spice is really good to open congestion. This is probably really good for someone else. Right? Just finding ways to let go of digging our heels in about how we feel about anything, and creating a little tiny crack in the space to give ourselves the opportunity to move into that neutral place, to think about the possibility that maybe, just maybe, there's another way to look at this. What you're doing right now is releasing toxins from your cells that block the flow of energy, of blood, of perception. Right? I love how it's all interconnected. Our minds, our bodies, our breath. You move one, you move them all. Always. And come to stillness. Let your hands come down to your sides for a moment, eyes closed. Maybe still feeling the sensation of spiraling. The energy move around you as you, like that lighthouse, are just there, standing, sitting, steadfast in your place, in your body, in your soul, letting everything else move around you. Feel it, experience it, but notice that you are not that. You are not what is moving around you. You are not what's moving through your mind. You are this soul, this being, this beautiful pillar of truth, unmoving. Now, opening your eyes for a moment, you're going to stay where you are. Take your hands, place your palms right under your cheekbones. And then you could let your hands rest on your temples, and you're going to actually press up, so almost like you're lifting your cheekbones up. Purse your lips and breathe nice long sips of air through your lips. Gently out through the nose. Maintaining that lift in the cheekbones as you drink in large sips of pranic energy through the mouth. Letting it go. Cheryl was talking in class today about how, or in meditation today, about, she was reading from something, and it was about how if a bird poops on your car, how do you perceive that? Right? You can look at it and be like, oh my God, this bird pooped on my car. I can't believe it. I just got my car washed. This bird is out to get me. Everything is going to go wrong today. Or it could just be like, oh, a bird pooped on my car. And you get in your car and you drive. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you. Right? It was such a good, simple example of how really what affects us is our minds. It's not the situation. It's not the thing. It's not the person. It's how we receive, how we perceive the person, how we perceive the situation, how we perceive the thing. And that's good news, because if it is us, then we have the tools we need to shift that. And sometimes it's harder. It's easy with things that aren't deep triggers, but sometimes we have to do some work, right, to really recognize what the triggers are. We all have things that we know have nothing to do with the circumstance in front of us. It brings up such strong emotions or feelings, right, those triggers. We know it has nothing to do with the person in front of us and what they just said. So sometimes we have to tease out what's happened in the past in order to let it come up and out. But we don't have to dig holes so deep that we end up finding ourselves stuck in those holes. All we have to do is acknowledge there's a trigger. Trace it back. Talk about it. Feel it. Right? Maybe go to therapy. Do some shadow work. But still be aware that it's something that we can work with. It's within us to come back to that 0 point, that neutral point. And at that neutral point, when we can see both sides of everything, that's when the karma starts to clear, because that's what karma is, full circle, experiencing both sides of any situation. One more minute. So I believe that part of our karmic paths are coming back next lifetime to experience the other side. Right? We experience great wealth in a lifetime, and then maybe we experience poverty in a lifetime. On the next exhale, let your hands come down to your knees. And you're going to begin with the same breath to simply rock from side to side. So drinking in that breath, swaying from side to side. Imagine yourself taking a nice, long, cool drink of cold water. You're so parched. And that water just saturates and moisturizes and replenishes everything. Feel yourself being energized, elevated. As you sip in those long, deep breaths, giving yourself everything you need to come to a place of total and complete self-care. Knowing that as we heal ourselves, that's when we're in the best position to heal the world. When we're miserable, we are not going to be able to elevate other people. Right? When we're deep in the throes of grief, it's the time to sit and to feel and to let other people elevate us. We can't give what we don't have in any given moment. It's really supposed to be a world of sharing and sharing nice, right? One of those lessons that we get in kindergarten, share nice. Sometimes we're the givers and sometimes we're the receivers. And when we don't allow ourselves to receive that self-care or that care from others, then we're not participating in the flow of life. We're building a dam. We think we're serving because we do and we give. But if we're not allowing the polarity, the duality of that energy, if we're not also receiving equally, we're throwing off the flow, the collective energy. Come to stillness. Make your way to your back. You're going to move into a Shavasana listening to a beautiful chant. It's a chant that has a very unique beat. It's 8 beats, just like your heartbeat. And you're going to take it in, listen, and feel this beautiful chant moving through your body, moving you. Let me find it. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, bringing movement to your fingers and your toes. Letting your soles of your feet, the palms of your hands come together. Rub, connect, feel that fire inside. And then bringing your knees in towards your chest, take a little spinal twist to the right and to the left. Coming back to center, rock up and down on your spine. And bring yourself up to sit. Once you get there, place your left hand on your heart. Yes, your right Jupiter finger is going to be pointing up. The thumb is going to be holding the other fingers, letting your elbow rest against your rib. Just close your eyes. For a moment, just bring your attention to the vibration at your heart. Feel the energy connecting your palm to your heart, moving between the two. And then see if you can bring your attention to your extended Jupiter finger. See if you can feel energy pulling toward it. Really becoming aware of the vibrational frequency around you. And then begin to inhale slowly and deeply through your nose. Hold the breath in as long as you can. When you're ready to exhale, you're going to exhale slowly through your mouth with a whistle. You're going to continue this pattern. Nice deep inhale through the nose, holding it in as long as you can. Exhaling to that whisper. So we move into the energy of our intuition, our third eye. The sixth chakra is the place where we find that place, that center of neutrality. It's that place of all seeing and all knowing. We don't find our path in this life through the physical eyes or through the perceptions of the tainted mind. We're guided by our intuition. So, a beautiful quote by Yeats that speaks to me about what happens when we move into that place of neutrality and we can hold that for others. He says, "We can make our minds so like still water that beings gather about us that they may see their own images, and so live for a moment with a clearer, perhaps even a fiercer life because of our quiet." So, what a beautiful way to serve humanity, to move into our own place of neutrality, to move aside our opinions, to let our perception shift, that miracle. With each whistle, imagine that you are calling out to the divine, reaching out and making connection with your own infinity. Bowing to worshiping your own soul. You're going to take your right hand and bring it up overhead. So it's just hovering, palm over the crown. You're going to take your left arm and bring it into the position that your right arm was just in. Elbow bent, resting against the ribs, Jupiter finger up, thumb locking down. Eyes closed. Continue that same breath. Deep inhale through the nose, holding the breath in, and exhaling with a whistle. This exercise helps to shift the energy of the gray matter of the brain, reminding us that we shift on all levels, allowing ourselves to honor the physical body for all that it holds, the space it creates, and letting the energy of us begin to shift and move within the boundaries of the skin and then beyond. John Lennon once said that reality leaves a lot to the imagination. Natalia, we have our right hand over our head. Our left arm is bent with the Jupiter finger, the pointer finger up. You're inhaling through your nose, holding the breath in as long as you can, and then exhaling with a whistle through your mouth. Good? All right. Just another minute or so here. I love that. Reality leaves a lot to the imagination. How cool is that, though, to know that at our core we can change anything? We're never really stuck. We feel stuck sometimes, but we're not. After your next exhale, reach both arms up to the sky in prayer pose. Continue that breath for one more minute. Really stretching up from the armpits. Consciously recycling your energy. Giving what you have, receiving new from the universe. Feel that cycle happening. Feel the energy rising up, dissipating, and then feel it taking in, flooding your body with the new. And then bring your hands down to your heart, right hand flat on the heart, left hand over the right. And then listen, relax, and chant in your mind again to Rahi Rach and Ahad.
Rake raknahare abubariyan Kore ki peri pahi khaj savariyan O apadiyal mano na visariyan Saat jana ke sang baba jaan tariyan Sagat nindagatoshtakina Bhai vidariyan Tis saiva ki dega Nanak malamai Tis simmarat sukha Sagala durga jai Tis simmarat sukha Sagala durga jai Rake raknahare abubariyan Kore ki peri pahi kaj savariyan O apadiyal mano na visariyan Saat jana ke sang baba jaan tariyan Sagat nindagatoshtakina Bhai vidariyan Tis saiva ki dega Nanak malamai Tis simmarat sukha Sagala durga jai Tis simmarat sukha Sagala durga jai
Now move those hands down to your navel point, third chakra. Press your hands in and just begin to chant Hud, 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 pulling that navel center up and back with each Hud, letting the tip of your tongue touch the roof of your mouth. Hud, 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 Hud. Pulsing that creative energy, God in creative form. Hud, 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 Hud. Eyes closed and relaxed. Just keep going. Take a deep inhale. Grab opposite elbows in front of you. Squeeze everything up. Hold the breath in. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keeping your arms where they are. Exhale. Again, inhale deeply. Squeeze everything. Push those hands into those elbows, really contracting, sending the energy circulating to every cell. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze as hard as you can. Squeeze everything. Exhale. Hands down to your knees. Eyes closed. Just relax. These exercises are designed to work on the pituitary gland, to open the intuition, to recharge and enrich your energy, and to counteract frustration, depression, and computer sickness. So sitting in front of the computer too much, which so many of us have done lately. So feel that, feel the clearing. Eyes closed, just let yourself relax. I wrote this down, a little story I was reading, and I can't remember when or who wrote it, but she talks about how quickly her perception shifts every day between loving and hating the city. And she says, when I wake up in the morning for my yoga practice, I see through the windows of the front building dozens of employees in front of their computers at 7 a.m., and I have no doubt my choice is made. I should live in the country. Then the sun shines, and I walk along the streets thinking, how beautiful is this city? I love this city. And then the night comes, and I can't sleep because the traffic jam doesn't care that the moon is high in the sky. And again, my thoughts convince me that I should go to the country. She talks about how she facilitates back and forth all the time. She watches her mind do this. Our minds do this all the time. So nothing is good and nothing is bad. It's all about our perception in the moment. Remembering that our perception focused on something dictates our vibration around that thing. So if we can be aware of our perception and look at the other side, find that neutral place, then we can begin to shift our reality, giving extra love to those things that frustrate or trigger us or don't align to our beliefs. Just a little extra love. Good, bad, who knows? Slowly begin to deepen your breath and rotate your neck a few neck circles in one direction. and then the other. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Twist your body to the left, letting the right hand land on the left knee, left hand behind you. Nice spinal twist here. Inhaling up to center. Moving to the other side. Inhaling back up. Palms together at the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guides your way on. Please join me in sealing our practice together with a long Satnam. Inhale deeply. Sa. Nam. Touching your thumbs to the space between your brow, honoring that place of truth, bowing deeply into your own heart, into your own soul. Just for a moment, perceiving yourself as the pure light, the pure love that you are. Be love, believe, be true to you. Satnam.